you literary legends and luminaries. I'm Julie and welcome to Write Smart. Today I'm not going to talk about a book, even though I've read quite a few and I've got a lot more to review later, but I'll keep those for later episodes. Today I want to discuss journaling. Amongst authors, there doesn't appear to be any much consensus on journaling. Margaret Atwood didn't keep much of a journal, and when she did, all she did was kind of keep a list of stuff she did that day. Sylvia Plath journaled extensively in certain periods of her life. Stephen King has never said anything about journaling. Almost all writers swear by keeping some sort of notebook with you at all times so you can jot down ideas whenever you get them. Some even keep notebooks and paper by their nightstands to record their dreams. But that's not really the journaling and diary keeping. I did a little research on journaling and writers, and in general, 1 in 6 people keep a journal. The obvious stuff about journaling helps you find a voice in your writing, and you can draw on raw material from your life, sure. However, journals are always subjective and never the truth. They can never be complete or perfect. They also require hindsight. What is important now may not be important later, and what is of utmost importance later may have meant nothing at the time. And don't assume all writers keep journals. They keep writing notebooks, but not journals. Many authors think, why bother writing about the monotony of their day-to-day life? So here's my conundrum. It seems like when I journal, whether I write it down or type it, I write a lot. And it seems as though the only time I'm regularly journaling is when I'm not writing anything else. It's like journaling uses up all of my writing energy or something. I do tend to be verbose in journals, belaboring the day's events and how I feel about them. I should probably burn some of them because I would be horrified if someone else read them and read all that I had written down about certain events. But here's my second conundrum. As I'm digging through my grandparents' stuff and my mom's stuff, the most powerful things I find are their journals or whatever they wrote down for their record keeping and whatever that might have consisted of. Their writings are what fuels my passion for their stories, and I get very distraught when such pieces are fragmented and incomplete. But then here's my next conundrum. I have lots of conundrums with the whole journaling thing. What do you do with all of these journals? I'm in a stage of my life where I'm downsizing just about everything. Journals can take up a lot of space. I've never been consistent with journals, but I have a smattering of journals that take up a whole shelf of my craft closet. And some of them are half empty and others are filled from beginning to end. Storing journals is much easier than those hideous bulky scrapbooks, which I could do a whole episode on the downside to those, but what do you do with old journals? When I'm dead and gone, will anyone take the time to read them? And I might decide to burn them on my deathbed anyway. The main problem is that when I'm doing all this journaling, I'm not writing much of anything else. So how do I still journal without taking away from my creative writing? So let me show you a couple of things here that I found in my mom's and also in my grandparents' stuff, even though I don't have those at the moment. But one is this little calendar that she just jotted down. It's very brief. It's only like the first half of the school year, but she just jots down, hey, this is where I went. This is who visited. She even has my dad's car accident in there. This is before they were married. Little stuff like that, which is just a treasure trove of information. Then when she was older, my grandpa had a whole bunch of these too. She had these little spiral calendars, and they're perfect because they're flimsy, easy to store, and they're nice and thin. And she would just jot down what she did for the day. Obviously, it's very incomplete. And unfortunately, once you get to about May, there's like nothing in it. So that's rather unfortunate. But my favorite is this little record book. And it just has the dates, and then she recorded what she did. This was in planning her wedding, and so she had lots of lists and whatnot in it. But it is so precious to see kind of that day-to-day monotony because that's what we like to see when people are long gone. It's like, how was daily life going at that point in time? So when you run out of this sort of stuff when you're researching, it's still that gold mine of information of what's there. And it's that treasure that you find. So if you've watched my episodes before, you know I believe in fate, that the universe sends us messages. Whether or not we receive them is another matter. So I was at Home Goods shortly before Christmas, and I found this. It's in this little black box. It's one of those Moleskine ones, and it's a little journal. So it's a teeny tiny journal, and the pages are completely, totally blank in it. There's a dandy little pocket at the back where you could put minimal stuff, but there's still a little pocket back there, and it's nice and silky, and it's just delightful. So I thought, oh my gosh, okay, this is perfect. So at first I was a little bummed that there weren't dates in it, because then it really wasn't a record book. But then I was happy that it was completely blank as I got into it. So here's what the one I started looks like. And I started it December 9th, which was kind of strange for me to just kind of start it in the middle of a month and right before the end of the year. But so what I've done in blue is I've given the dates, and then I just kind of go through and jot down. And you can see I fit about 2 days on every page, and it gives me my scrapbooking fix at the same time, because then I can draw a little or put little pictures in there. I can put quotes in there that I run across. I can do just a whole bunch of fun things. I was very, very lazy yesterday, so I put a big old bear in there. And it's like everything in one spot, and I just adore it. So it gives me that scrapbooking fix at the same time I'm journaling. And it's teeny tiny. And I can only record a few things from the day, which is fine, and then I can dedicate whatever I want to the other pages. And so with that little box to go with it, it's perfect, and I can decorate the box or not when it's done, whatever. So every time I went back to Home Goods or TJ Maxx, I bought another one. And then when they clearanced them, I bought the few that were left. I have about a dozen of them, which should last me, I don't know how long, a few years or whatever. It takes me less than 2 minutes to write each day. I have yet to miss a day, which is even great. I don't know who's going to care about these when I'm dead and gone, but it satisfies my need to journal and scrapbook and not take up much time or space. And doing this seems to fuel my writing rather than take away from it like journaling had done in the past. It's a win-win. I don't have an answer to the journal conundrum, only that I found something that worked for me for now. And maybe that's all that matters. Really, isn't it? When we get through everything, it's just simply a matter of what works for us in that moment, and anything that fuels my writing and keeps me going and satisfies my need to journal is perfect. So that's how I solved the journaling conundrum. Thanks for watching. As always, my goal at Write Smart is to write books so that we can read books and get a little bit smarter, one book at a time.